Well, there are several significant developments on the border crisis. Governor Greg Abbott is extending the deployment of National Guard troops along the southern Texas border and adding reinforcements to assist the Department of Public Safety and Border Patrol. Abbott also criticized the federal government regarding the more than 10,000 illegal immigrant children coming into the U.S. in October and November. Some 500 of those kids are currently sheltered at the Lakeview Church Camp. This is in Ellis County near Waxahachie. The Department of Health and Human Services released video and pictures from that camp today. Governor Abbott says the state will provide grants of $200,000 to Ellis and Rockwall counties to pay for law enforcement over time. Some 300 immigrant children will start arriving at a camp near Royce City in Rockwall County later this week. Fox 4's Deanna Zoga joining us now with more on the governor's security announcement. Deanna.
Yeah, Heather, the governor put out this announcement today, but he did not give any interviews on this. The National Guard down at the Texas-Mexico border was preparing to withdraw from that mission by the end of the year in the next couple of weeks here. But the governor's announcement today to keep the troops at the border changes things and keeps the troops.
As undocumented kids and teens settle into temporary housing at an Ellis County church camp, Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced additional border security efforts, ordering National Guard troops to remain in place while instructing DPS and Texas Parks and Wildlife to increase their own patrols on the Rio Grande.
But I think that the governor's going too far.
Democratic State Rep Roberto Alonzo doubts undocumented minors pose the security risk the governor says they do, and questions the spending of state dollars on federal immigration operations.
We have kids in education need money. I think they're not money well spent. They should be spent on whatever state issues we have, and one of those examples is education.
The Texas National Guard says the operations cost approximately $1 million a month. It won't discuss the exact number of personnel assigned, but it can confirm that approximately 1,000 Texas Military Department personnel were on the border during the height of the surge last year, when then-Governor Rick Perry called on state resources in response to thousands of unaccompanied minors crossing into the U.S.
I don't think there's any amount of money that would be too big for us to deal with this problem. It is the #1 problem facing Texas right now.
Republican State Rep Jonathan Stickland welcomed the governor's announcement, joining other members of the GOP who've criticized the Obama administration over federal border security efforts, insisting they're not enough.
And I'm glad that Governor Abbott is stepping up when the federal government continues to turn their face to the problem.
Governor Abbott pointed to U.S. Border Patrol numbers showing that there is an increase in unaccompanied minors coming across the border in October, November of this year, double for the same period last year. The feds acknowledge that they are seeing an uptick at a time when those numbers would normally be dwindling, which is why they've set up temporary housing in Ellis County and in Rockwall County as well. Back to you, Heather.
All right, so Deanna, how long are the National Guard troops from Texas going to be there on the border? I mean, has anybody talked about how long this extended mission will last?
Right. You know, the Guard is not commenting on the duration of this mission. They say that they can't for security reasons, and that's why they're silent on that. But they are going to remain in place until there's a permanent plan. Now, keep in mind, the governor just recently, this past summer, signed into law HB 11, which has the state spending about $800 million over a 2-year period to expedite the hiring and training of DPS troopers and additional resources to the border, calling that part of the permanent border security plan. Back to you, Heather.
All right, Deanna, live tonight. Thank you.